Hello everyone, welcome to iTuber, an expert channel where we talk about the latest news and trends in the crypto world, blockchain industry, and ICO development. Today our guest is Fraser Brown, the founder of DAOACT ICO. For the start, tell us briefly about your project, the main idea behind it, and why you decided to start it.
It's a very simple idea. Everywhere and in every circumstance, there's an imbalance in power between citizens and between the state. Okay? And the only way to solve that imbalance is to kind of amplify citizen voice and put in place some sort of platform, some sort of system where citizens are more empowered and more capable of making the state accountable to what they want and to their needs.
Okay, thank you. What about the market cap and the potential of growth?
I think it's a very big space. If you think of platforms like change.org or Avaz, they boast in excess of 100 million users. But these platforms don't raise funds, they simply collect signatures. The DAOACT platform will raise funds so that it can fund causes and initiatives that are about social accountability and social issues.
Was it really necessary to have blockchain in it?
The DAOACT platform is a decentralized autonomous organization. So it's by definition a blockchain organization. It couldn't be any other organization. But to speak to the specifics, the proposals are submitted to the platform and they are curated by people, by a community, a decentralized community. This community receives part of the revenue of the platform and it's distributed among the community. It doesn't need a CEO. It doesn't need a committee to decide whether this gets funded or that. It's done by the crowd. It's done on the blockchain. It's transparent and it's immutable.
Okay, just to make sure, can you please quickly explain what will the token holders get when they have the act and the action?
Yeah, so ACT is the way to buy action. And once you have action, then you can curate on the platform. So the platform makes its money or gets its revenue from citizens buying votes. And these votes they can apply to causes. So this revenue, 80% of it is given to the causes, and 15% is distributed to the curators. So it's a very interesting model in the sense that the ACT token, the value of the ACT token, is actually tied to a revenue model. It's not only tied to an idea that the network has value. Of course, the network does have value, and there are many network effects in our sort of token economy, but the two are actually directly linked.
So what kind of a problem in the market do you solve, and what makes you different from your competitors? And have you looked into it? Are there any competitors to you in the market?
Not really, not yet. And of course, this is an open source project, and we hope this will be the start of a change in the entire nonprofit and NGO sector. But, you know, tangible problems that exist here. If you think of a community, a good example is a community in Wales currently, which is in the United Kingdom, and they're fighting another open cast coal mine. One was started in 2004. There were desperate consequences for the community's health, desperate consequences for employment in the area because employers left because of the pollution. And of course, environmentally, huge problems as well. Yet they want to do another open cast coal mine. And this community is just saying no. And protesters came from all over Europe and closed down this coal mine, but still the company goes ahead. And this tiny community of very poor people need to raise a lot of money to make sure that at the public inquiry, they can say no and they can stand up to this. Now, this is the problem that this solves, okay? where does that community go to raise money? It's very, very difficult. If they apply for grants, it can take months on end. It's decided by a small committee on the 18th floor of some building in London. Right? Nobody knows them. ACT just demolishes that whole system and makes it entirely open, entirely democratized and decentralized. If their proposal is vetted by curators, it's pushed to the main platform. If the people, all of the people using the platform, agree that this is a good cause, they vote, and if a quorum is reached, the smart contract pays. Now, this can apply to any cause, and ACT can fund any issue, any cause, at any speed and at any scale. And that's why it's terrifying, but that's why it's needed.
Yeah. Okay, who is the target audience of the project? Tell us about it.
ACT is a very big idea, a very big idea. And it only works if a broad section of the population get involved. When you think about crowdfunding, okay, you see something you're interested in and you decide to donate $10 or $100. This is different than crowdfunding. Members, and I see like millions, in any country, millions of members being involved. What they would do is they would keep their ACT sort of wallet topped up. In the same way as if you have a pay-as-you-go mobile phone plan, you keep your SMSs topped up. You don't just buy an SMS when you want to send an SMS. Right? So in the same way, you'll keep your votes topped up, and as proposals come to you, you're voting yes or no on these. And as the quorum is reached, these amazing movements and actions are being funded, and change is happening. So yeah, it's very fundamentally different in crowdfunding. But what's very interesting about it is, I think that one of the reasons why people don't get more involved in some of the very big issues of the world is because they feel that their contribution isn't really enough, right? Somebody else will do it. You know, a child falls over in front of you, you run and you pick the child up, and you drop everything, you know? But the polar ice caps are melting and you do nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, with the ACT platform, because everybody's votes are needed to trigger and move very substantial amounts of funding for these important initiatives, because everybody's vote is needed, everybody has to get involved. And everybody's involvement makes a difference.
Also, we really hope that the project will be a big success, and we wish you best of luck.